Live in effect, full effect. It's your boy Wolf Respectfully. Here with 330. And here with my man Dirty Bird Fly Through Chandler himself. So we gonna get to it. Hey man. Okay. So just right here, we're gonna go over a couple of things. Obviously, we're gonna go over the Buffalo game. Get these gentlemen opinion on the Buffalo game. Definitely talk about some Niners. Definitely talk about some PSLs, ticket prices, and other things that these two gentlemen have on their mind. So first impressions about the Buffalo game. Anybody could start. First impressions about the Buffalo game. I give my props. I give it to the offensive line. Defense obviously played a hell of a game. Bijan Robinson is stepping it up to next level. What are your guys' thoughts on the Buffalo game? Monday night, a lot of upsets. Obviously, we upset the whole NFL. Nobody picked us. Nobody respected us going into that game. How do you guys feel about that game? What's your thoughts on that game? Anybody could start, please.
Do you want to go first, Dirty?
Go ahead, Chandler.
All right, so here's my thoughts on. Obviously, the Buffalo game was one of the biggest wins for this franchise in probably the last couple of years. And obviously, Josh Allen's the reigning league MVP. And Buffalo has consistently been for the past few years right there with the Chiefs as the best team in the NFL. They've, been so many times in the last few years, so close to winning the Super Bowl. And, they've fallen short a lot. But Josh Allen has been an amazing quarterback. That's been one of the best teams in the NFL. And, there was not a team, I think, more used to the primetime spot on Monday than the Buffalo Bills. And the Falcons, relatively still a new team to this primetime thing. We had 5 of them last year, but this is a new thing, especially for a young team. So for them to come out, for them to get that win in front of the entire world watching on primetime at home in the Benz, it's very, very big. Let's not discount any of that. But I feel like it starts with the defense, and it starts with Jeff Ulbrich, because for the longest time, we can all agree the Falcons defense has been what has been holding this team back. And, to finally see that we have a defense that we can put trust in to go and hang with anyone, to make plays, to force turnovers, to get sacks, man. Everyone's been talking about getting sacks. It's been it's delighted my heart to see this Falcons defense finally out there attacking. You know what I'm talking about, Wolf. But also, you were talking about the O-line. We don't give this O-line enough credit, and there's a guy that we do not give enough credit to on this O-line. That is Dwayne Ledford, our offensive line and our run game coordinator. We don't give him enough effort. And, we want to talk about our former coach and, obviously a lot of the stuff he did. One of the good things that Arthur Smith did do, and you got to give him credit for this, he brought Dwayne Ledford in, because at the end of Matt Ryan's career, we know this. The Falcons had one of the worst offensive lines in the league. And the fact that Matt Ryan only missed 3 games in his entire career, I honestly don't know how he did it with some of the awful lines he had to deal with. But obviously, when Dwayne Ledford came in, it changed the entire identity of this Falcons team. It got this O-line on track. It all starts up front. And if you want to have a smooth operation on offense, it starts with your O-line. And we have seen the Falcons, they are playing winning football when their O-line is attacking and the run game is going. And we know what that run game starts with. It starts with the best of the best. It starts with 7. And he has been playing, in my opinion, like an MVP so far. So we want to talk about the Buffalo game. It was a hell of a statement. But now we want to talk about it. It was a big momentum win. Big win. You're 3-2. You got to keep sacking these wins.
Ooh, okay. 3 Dirty, he came in hot, man. Shout out to everybody. 3 Dirty, he came in hot now.
That's why I let the young bulls go down first.
Yes, sir.
And I
yes,
knew
sir.
the energy, and I'm gonna clean it up for him.
Okay,
But he's right. It was a great win. A great, much needed win. But I'm gonna go take the low road on this one. Okay. I didn't like the fact that we only scored 3 points in the second half.
Ooh.
And in my opinion, the offense put us in the position to win the first half. The second half, the defense saved that game for us.
Dirty, stop telling the truth, but go ahead.
Look, we did not find a way to lose against Buffalo. Our past defenses would have gave it up. But that defense came through every series. Every series. We only scored 3 points the second half. How many points did Buffalo score the second half?
I believe 7, but it was all on their first drive. And you know what? See, this is what I want to get into, man. I'm going to let you continue, Dirty. This is the Falcons' identity at this point, though. You got to think about it. We're going to get – I said this. We're going to get up on you early. We're going to score early. And we saw it Monday night. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come out. And sure, the offense had some stuff you got to clean up in that second half. I really feel like, I feel like they were really dejected with that final play of the first half not being a touchdown. I feel like that kind of went into a lot of what we saw out of the offense in the second half. But man, you're right. Past it, last year's defense, man, that Buffalo would have had the lead going into the fourth quarter. But y'all got to realize something. We ain't talking about last year. We're talking about a new defense, a new identity, and let me tell you what this identity is. We're getting up on you early, and then when it comes time for the second half and you're trying to get back in it, we're just going to smash you in the fucking mouth, and you ain't going to be able to get back in it because you're going to be too damn busy searching for your own teeth.
Okay.
Then what we're going to do, you're going to give us the ball back with about 7-8 minutes left in the game. We've seen this now 2 straight games. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring that hammer in there. Algiers going to wear you down. Bijan's going to make a big play on that drive. We're going to protect the football. Now, I will say, one thing I feel like Michael Penix, he needs to be. I've been a big Michael Penix guy, been a big advocate for him. I need to see Michael Penix making smart decisions with the football, considering the spot you are in this game. Dirty, you saw this. There was a throw on that final drive that probably should have been a pick six.
Dirty, pick up on that.
Now, it was not a pick six. Did not end up mattering. There's a lot of things in this. The Falcons, and see, this is what I think is scary, though, for the league. We beat Buffalo, and we did not play a perfect game. Let's be very clear about that. We played what we needed to do on defense, but we did not play a perfect game, especially on offense and what this offense can be. But at the end of the day, going back to the identity, you're going to give us the ball. We're going to drive downfield, and we're going to score points. We're going to make you burn your timeouts, and we're going to score points. And you might get the ball back, but you're going to be down 2 scores, and the game's over at that point. But I do think, Now,
hold up, though, Cheddar. Hold on, because 3 did allude to that fourth quarter toss from Michael Penix. Dirt, I want you to just piggyback on that, please. And please.
I was just on another platform, and I said to them, and I'm glad you said that, young man. That play right there, we need to give them that look for the rest of the season, but we don't need to make that throw.
Oof.
Yes.
You need to throw that ball. Somebody else was open.
Oof.
For that safety, for that safety to come downhill like that, and like that like to been a pick six, we can give them that look. But he better not throw that ball to that receiver that's doing that little quick slant.
Message.
Yeah.
Message.
And
yeah, Charles B.
And another thing is,
like that score.
with the mentality that you just said about going up early, and then we're gonna clock management. Okay, saying we make the playoffs. Do you want to take that mentality into the playoffs?
Oh, well, now see, this
Good
is the
point.
thing. Your identity, that's what
Tim.
it is right now, but your identity always has to evolve. You always got to grow in life if you want to continue to keep up with the times. So no, you're going to have to get better. You're going to have to score late. You're going to have to be prepared for shootouts. You know, the Falcons, that is their identity so far, and I feel like it's so big because we even have an identity to begin with, something to build off of. Oh, we got to take it as, okay, at least we're working with something. I see you, Wolf, but this is where I'm going to finish off with.
Oh, go ahead.
We have to evolve. Right now, we just, man, with where we have been, the fact that we even got an identity and we got a blueprint, that's great. Of course, you're going to have to build off of it, man. You're going to have to build off of it, of course. But you got an identity, and right now, you know where to start with. You know what your foundation is, but you're right. And see, this is the big thing about having a young quarterback. You know, I feel like it definitely helps to have someone like Bijan back there because, you know, Michael Penix at the end of the day, you know, age doesn't really matter. Now, I do think everything considered, Penix is certainly more polished than some other young quarterbacks, but he's still going to go through the growing pains. You know, but that throw that we were talking about on the final drive, you cannot make that throw. You're going to have to go through your reads. You're going to have a check down option, or you're just going to have to throw it away. You're going to have to make smart decisions. I feel like that's part of the growth that we will see in Michael Penix, but that's really the only thing I do have to say. It feels like
I want you to jump in on that, but just real quick, shout out to everybody in the chat. Just real quick though, another PR said we need another receiver, 2 receiver. How do you guys feel about that?
So I want to talk about this for a moment.
Three okay? Jump in though.
You know what? Matter of fact, you've been letting me go first.
Dirty. No, go ahead.
All right. So everyone's talking about Jalen Waddle. Let me tell y'all something about Jalen Waddle. Listen, he is a track star. He's a speedster. You know it, Wolf. He can take off. He can take the top off of a defense. That's what, you know, we have a Darnell Mooney here to do. Now, Darnell Mooney is obviously, it looks like he might be playing Sunday, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think, you know, we'll still see. But it looks like he might be playing Sunday. Okay. When you get Darnell Mooney back, that's going to add a whole new element to this offense that defenses are going to have to account for, because then you can't just load the box and try to stop Bijan. Now you got to respect Penix's arm. You got to respect that arm in what he could do. And Darnell Mooney is that, you know, he's that post guy. He is, you know, he is that street guy. He's that guy you send downfield. So at the end of the day, everyone's talking about Jalen Waddle. Would I love Jalen Waddle here? Yes, but we got to be real with ourselves. It's probably not going to be Jalen Waddle. And if it is, that probably means giving up Darnell Mooney. You know, so do you really think that Jalen Waddle, you know, is better than Darnell Mooney? Now, I think you can make the argument he is, but you're probably going to have to give up Darnell Mooney. The big concern, I think, is Ray McCloud, who I think, you know, I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. Everything I'm hearing, I think Ray McCloud's time in Atlanta might very well be done. So now you're looking for, okay, who's a Ray McCloud replacement? And obviously that will be cheaper in the trade market. You know, there's some guys. There's Jacoby Myers. There's Alex Pierce. You know, there's some guys out there still the Falcons can trade for. And just because it's not a big name doesn't mean that they can't be impactful.
But why would you trade for them? If you can work with Ray. See, I think Ray and Mooney, I think those guys complement each other. We got one small guy that can take the top off, then the other guy's a great third down receiver. Ray is a great third down receiver. So I don't think we should mess it up right now. I don't think we should make any moves. I think we need to get our lineup back like we need to get Ray back in his role and get Mooney back in his role. Now, if he's healthy, I think it's going to be a problem. And you hit a point that's valid. We really will see Penix's arm in his greatest form with that addition back to the lineup if he plays Sunday.
But see, have you been following everything that's been happening with Ray Ray? Him being a healthy scratch, and it ain't like he's injured. It is legitimately like there is some issues inside of the organization. So here's my thing, okay? We've seen this before. Why, if at the end of the day, look, you would hope, okay, Raheem Morris and Raheem's supposed to be this player's coach, this and that, and that's all we hear about. Maybe he could get Ray Ray back into the right mindset. We heard that Ray Ray was very upset they fired Ike Hilliard. Now, ever since the Falcons made that move, the Falcons are 2-0. So at the end of the day, I mean, look, you one man complaining and the entire team at the end of the day, how was Ike Hilliard maybe just a scapegoat guy? You had to do something after that Carolina game, sure. But at the end of the day, what if Ray Ray doesn't want to be here? You have to move forward and you have to realize, okay, it's a business. This guy isn't part of the plan. He doesn't offer any more benefit. We had but we did some great things with him last year. But if Ray Ray at the end of the day if he ain't going to be part of the mission, he cannot be here.
Okay, check this out. This is old school logic here. First of all, he was on the sideline.
He was.
So obviously there wasn't too much of a disconnect.
Shout out Mac Time. Mm-hmm.
Maybe the move was to show him while you over there complaining whatever, we get that. But we want you to sit over here with us and see what we do. This is old school now. And you're going to sit over here with me and I'm going to show you that we can win without you. So you either be ready to play a healthy scratch, because they could have told him, look, we're going to bring Blair up and we're going to show you something else. They let him get on the sidelines. They won without him. And me, myself, I haven't heard anything else about it. Go ahead.
Do you think that the no respect that we got from the national media did something to this team for that Buffalo game?
Of course.
Absolutely.
It made them focus. It made them get more focused.
Okay, so
I want to talk about this.
Right. So we was unfocused, and did we have a awakening moment in Carolina?
Oh, absolutely. They went into that, man. I'm telling you what, they went into Charlotte the day before that game, and they were looking for what is the Magic City of Charlotte? That is what they were looking. That is what they were doing.
You live there, Dirty. So Dirty, you live there, baby. So you gotta chime in.
What's the club up in Charlotte that everyone goes to?
3.
I don't do clubs. They just hang out, man. They hang out downtown, man. But listen though. Wolf, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wolf, you called it early in the season before the first game was. Yeah, Carolina was a wake-up call, but that Tampa Bay loss was crucial.
You did, yes.
Crucial.
Yes.
Because what happens is we could beat Tampa Bay. Okay, we could beat. Oh yeah, we got Tampa Bay. Everybody said on that we were better than Tampa Bay, and Wolf put up $100 for anybody to come on his live and speak it. How we were better than Tampa Bay. Nobody showed up. Okay, no shade on nobody, but then we go and we lose to Tampa Bay. I was like, this thing can get ugly. Okay, then we won one game. Then you turn around and you screw up with Carolina.
Yeesh.
I think that was the icing on the cake. To what are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? Which way are we gonna go?
It broke the dam.
Right, before the bye. What are we gonna do? And I said this summer that fifth week bye was a blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise, baby. Blessing.
It was a blessing in disguise.
And look, not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Listen, defense kept bailing us out Monday night. They kept bailing us out. They kept
again and again.
They keyed in on Josh Allen. Couple of missteps that they had. Again, listen, everybody out there in the chat, everybody out there that's going to watch this right now, replay, whatever. Let me tell you something, man. Offensive coordinators want to take the next step to head coach. Joe Brady would want a couple of those play calls back. Trust me. Yeah. Joe Brady wants some of those play calls back that he had, but the defense kept on bailing us out. And I gotta give him respect, Dirty Chandler. I have to give the defense some respect because they were physical. They were on Josh. I think that was the most Josh had ever been hit in a long time. They blitzed him 55% of the game. I mean, we got to give it up to the defense and Jeff Ulbrich. Or am I overstepping saying Jeff Ulbrich? Am I not giving Raheem Morris his props?
Hey, Wolf, you look like you could be Ulbrich's twin, though, on the low.
I never thought of that.
They busted Josh Allen in the mouth. Buffalo is looking at this as they need this to be their bye week because we beat them the hell up so much.
Sure.
But no, I mean,
but am I not at three Chandler? Am I not? With me giving props to Ulbrich, am I also giving some props to Raheem Morris?
Was Ulbrich his choice?
He sure was.
Well, you got to give him. You got to give him. You got to give the leader his props.
Yeah. Sure do.
I do think I want to talk about this with Raheem because I've talked about this with some other people.
Sure.
I think Raheem is at his best when he's able to be the CEO. He's not having to get involved. I felt like last year there was a lot of getting involved late from Raheem. I feel like Raheem was especially panicking because, look, Raheem did not get the same luxury as a lot of other of these new head coaches. Raheem knew that there was going to be a relatively short window. You got to come in and you got to perform. He was probably going to get last year as a pass, but this year's it. This year you got to do it. And that's why, they had to get Lake up out of here. Lake should have never even been hired in the first place, but that's a different conversation. They had to get Lake out of here. You have to look around. Okay, who fits the bill most? And you look around, and a lot of us, including myself, I was not particularly fond of the Jeff Ulbrich hire when it was first announced. When I heard his press conference, I heard him speak, he started to get me to buy in, and I started to really like and see the vision of what they are doing. And why
wasn't you initially for that hire?
So listen, it's just the fact that I did not want Raheem Morris to be hired because I didn't want anyone from that certain era of Falcons football back with the team. Of course, there's nothing you could do about it. We're not hiring the head coaches. We gotta recognize that. I did not want Ulbrich here really for the same reason, but I kind of always felt like Ulbrich was going to be one of the top options. And it really, because, we got to admit, the end of that era left a sour taste in everyone's mouth. And, we tried to change everything up after it. So it kind of feels like we're really just kind of going back to what we tried to get rid of. And, a lot of times you got to question, well, okay, why did we even get rid of this in the first place? And that's really why I didn't want, I wasn't very fond of the Ulbrich hire, but he got me to buy in. And you can tell that, man, these just as these players evolve, these players grow, I truly think these coaches do too. And I especially think you're seeing it with someone like Ulbrich. Man, Ulbrich heading into this year has not really been that big of a blitz guy, but he is seeing that, look, he's got to get pressure. And, you got some weapons that, man, you can blitz with, and you can get that pressure if you send 5 and you send 6 and you continue to attack. And that is really, I think, the change we have seen with Jeff Ulbrich. He is adapting. He is getting pressure to the quarterback.
Yeah, before you go 3 and answer him back, Mr. Wallace said he was on board with what he did with the Jets defense. Do you have the same set?
That's true.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. My man just said the same thing I did. I was like, oh, I actually thought we stole him. Yeah, because I was looking at this, I was like, that defense was nice.
Yeah.
You know, he just got tossed into that. He just got him tossed into that interim thing, and I think he just did it because he was the next man up, and he was gonna see what he could do. But I think he was happy just being that defensive coordinator. And when they said he was coming here, I was very optimistic about that. Him being a former player and all of that with his resume also. So
Bijan Robinson, how do you guys what
MVP? MVP.
What we feeling?
Hey man, check this out. My nephew, he coaches with Texas.
Okay.
Where he played. And he's on the coaching staff. And when we drafted him, I called him and I said, his name is Torrey Beckton. I called him and I said, Torrey, I know you can't say too much because of you was coaching that and some might get out. But I said, what we got with Bijan? His words were, you got a monster.
Oof. Yeah. Like now, hold up, Dirty, because I love the Monster Universe. This is like a Mothra. This is a Mothra. This not King Kong Godzilla. This is like a step above. This is a step above Godzilla, King Kong. Like
they got busy and had one.
Woof.
Yeah, man. He told me that back then. He said, and his thing was, he says, he's one of those guys that get better as he progresses, and now you see he can like anticipate angles and it's like, dang, how did he do that? Yeah. So now it's coming full circle now. Bijan is that guy, man.
Special.
And we better take advantage of it.
Yes, sir.
We better not waste this. That is what I keep saying. Every day I tell myself, we better not waste this young man's talent.
And at one time, he was the leading receiver. That's crazy work, man. That's crazy work.
On to the San Francisco game, I want to get your guys one insight, and I want you to get a little bit more detail. I want you two gentlemen to get a little bit more detailed on this. Michael Penix. Where are you guys with him? Is he the guy? Is he not? What we got about 9 games of him. This win against Josh Allen was his best win of his career so far. How do you guys view Michael Penix now? Is he the arrow? Is he, just another dad, just another guy, game manager? What are you guys' assessment of Michael Penix?
Well, okay. Well, first of all, yes, he has been proven to be.
Wait. He better stay healthy.
He better stay healthy. He better stay healthy. I pray about that every day. Listen, I think I mean, Dirty, you remember Matt Ryan early in his career. He was not necessarily it was Michael Turner's show. It was, they got really Gonzalez, and Gonzalez was a tight end, big body guy. I feel like with Penix, he's definitely been proven to be. Penix was put in one of the best situations I think you can put a young quarterback in. Actually, when you compare to the situation Cam Ward's in right now, or Trevor Lawrence came into, or a lot of these guys, Penix is in a great situation compared to some of those guys. I think when you're looking at it, he's absolutely a quarterback he can win games with. I think there's a lot that he can do. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of promise. I feel like as far as this year does go, I feel like this is still kind of a growing year for Michael Penix. So you're going to win these games, but it's kind of like Josh Allen early. His first full year starting back in 19, where there was a lot of growing you saw with Josh Allen that year, but you could see the potential. And I really feel like next year is going to be the year Mike is going to just take off. But I feel like even later this season, I feel like Michael Penix is going to be one of those guys. He's going to get better as the season goes on. I really can feel it. And I feel like when he gets Mooney back and he gets that deep ball guy back, he's going to get a lot better then. But yeah, Penix is the guy. You can win games with him. He's a quarterback that I think this year you could definitely, be in playoff contention and make the playoffs with. Is it going to be perfect? No. But even with the best of the best, it's never perfect. But you're going to see a lot of growth from Penix this year. And he's taken the overall, he is definitely taking the right steps forward.
30
growth. Yeah, I like that word growth.
Okay.
And this is probably going to be a very unpopular take right now.
Please.
Dirt, I'm okay. I'm okay with Penix. I'm okay.
Okay.
But I'm not like ready to jump off the ledge for him yet.
You're not ready to crown him yet.
No.
Okay.
To me, he's kind of. It seems like to me he's not twitchy. I haven't seen how I don't like that Zach don't let him roll out, do bootlegs. I know everybody talk about his injuries, but that's part of the game. And I think that some of his bad throws are because he's not where he's comfortable at when he's throwing certain routes.
Mm-hmm.
It's my opinion. So, I don't think just like that he almost threw that pick six. He's thrown one already. That's the sign of a young quarterback. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But that's why I said I like that word growth. But in short, I'm just not really gonna put all my chips in the middle of the table yet on Penix.
But he has potential to win you over.
Oh yeah. I don't have anything negative to say. It's just like I was saying about Drake London before his last game. I guess it's more about I'm more of a eye test kind of guy that I've got to see when I'm watching him play. I want to feel something in my gut. Say, yeah, he has what we need. Right now they're playing him as a typical gunslinger. And I think Zach is trying to promote him to be a gunslinger. That's why he's staying in the pocket.
Now, I will say, I feel like you were talking about earlier, a lot of bootleggers and stuff. You notice the best game the best game that Mike has played all year against Washington. There was a lot of bootlegs. There was a lot of there was some moving him around. There was definitely spreading the ball around. And that is clearly when I think he is at his best. Also think about it as, the Carolina game, always look at to end, the season last year at home. And obviously we lost and it was week 18, so you could chop it down to a lot of things. But I still feel like with Penix, you saw things that it's not, the defense didn't show up. It was, I really felt last year like, damn, this has some serious potential, Okay. But I feel like also, you're not going to get that every game out of a young quarterback. You're going to get games. It felt like, Penix, he was overall asked to be a game manager this last game versus Buffalo, which is like the one thing as a game manager, you can't lose the game and you can't make stupid throws. And he had that one throw that really does go against him. And I feel like going into the San Francisco game, I don't think you're going to see, this is going to be another running game. This is going to be another 7 game. This is going to be another game where obviously Penix is going to make throws. Drake will get his with all the injuries the Niners have. Maybe Pitts will, get involved. I would probably expect Kyle Pitts to be more involved this week versus San Francisco for sure. And obviously it's going to start with Bijan. It's going to be a battle of Bijan and McCaffrey. That's what it's going to come down to.
So now we definitely going to segue into the Niners. Obviously, the Niners got a lot of injuries. Obviously, their linebacker also got injured last week. Listen, a point blank period. Everybody knows the Wolf. Everybody knows me. I'm to the point. You can't lose to a quarterback like Mac Jones. It can't happen. Just can't happen. we're at the point where, like, with the not so good quarterbacks, we got to put them away. We got to put these guys away.
And why is that? Why are we here?
Right, because this is we're here because the first game was so important.
Yeah.
Bingo. That's what I wanted to hear.
Because you're to catch Tampa Bay is probably, listen, and everybody listen. What's going on, T. Terry?
Man, Wolf, let me tell you something.
I got you. Hold on. I got you, Chandler. I got you. I'm gonna
let him get it, Chandler. He's gonna make a strong point.
I'm gonna let you live. Watch this. You're probably not gonna catch Tampa if you look at the schedule. So the wild card is usually you have the tiebreaker. Guess what? You already got a tiebreaker against Minnesota. You need a tiebreaker against San Francisco or the Rams, or San Francisco, Seattle, which is on our schedule.
Oh, you talking wild card tiebreakers?
Wild card tiebreaker. That's what I'm talking about there. Because when you look at the Tampa Bay schedule, this is their hard section of the schedule. Like I was telling you before, right? It's where Carolina goes to the Jets, Buffalo, Tampa, Seattle. You know what I mean? It's they might lose 4, they might win 1. Who knows, right? But with Tampa already 5-1, and by the way, with injuries, you got to remember, Abuka's down. No Mike Evans, and they still win in San Francisco.
But shout out to their scouting department.
Right, exactly. So again, we might not catch Tampa. I'm just saying we might not catch Tampa. So this is why that San Francisco game is so much more important now. That Seattle game is so much more important. The Rams game is so much more important now. It's so much more important now because of what's going on with, I think there's 7 teams now, right? There's 7 teams in the playoffs. Yes. 1 gets a bye, right? Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
Please take it from there. Go ahead. Chandler, Dirty.
Go ahead, Chandler.
You just man, you took the words out of my mouth what I was getting ready to say. Because it's right. You're right. Because at this point, man, you can't worry. You can worry about Tampa one more time. That's when you play them down there in December. You can't worry about Tampa. You got to just sack these wins against these teams that you're going to be in a wild card race with. And then you also got to do it against the teams you should bust in them out. The Miamis, the Saints, Carolina when they come through again. The Cardinals, these are the teams, the Jets, you got to beat these teams. So you got to take care of business against it. First and foremost, man, you got to take care of business against the teams you're clearly better than. And then you got to win. You got to win the games with the teams out west. If you do that, you get into the playoffs, man, anything can happen. But I think, for that Tampa loss, it was clear. It was clearly a big one because I think, and even after that game week 1, I actually wasn't even so worried. I didn't think Tampa was going to be as good as they were. I knew Tampa was going to be good. I didn't think they were going to be great like they are. And, now I look back at that week 1 loss as that was more, I don't want to say bad, but that was definitely more critical than I saw it back in week 1. Because at the end of the day, man, Tampa, they're winning games, and they may lose to Detroit, but you look at what they have, they still got 2 games versus the Saints.
That's another one, Charles. We beat Washington.
We already beat you, exactly.
You see that?
We're winning these games we need to.
You see?
You got to get another one, though, Sunday night.
You got to beat the teams that are in the playoff contention. Niners, Seattle, Rams. Okay. After Sunday, the only viable quarterback that we're gonna play. Thank you, Puppy. The only viable quarterback that we're gonna play is Drake May, and then after that, it's Sam Darnold.
Then Baker, then Stafford. Right. That's it. So, that's it.
Come on, guys.
Everyone else, you're better than.
I have bought too many steak dinners for my best buddy from Tampa. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. And look, and check that out, Dirty. Before you go, it is not normal in the South for a team to win 5 straight divisional titles.
Oh,
No, it ain't normal.
but it's on the cusp.
Go ahead,
They are
3.
on the cusp.
Go ahead, 3. Go ahead, 3.
Hey, man.
I'll be lying, but go ahead, 3.
Oh, but on that subject, hey, man, we just said all that need to be said on that. I mean, the warning was out there. Hey, the Tampa game is a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every week since that loss, that is in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, there was no conversation about playoff implications for the first game.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was brought up, they was like, "No, it wasn't that important." But hey, we're here.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
We have potential to grow, and I want everybody to and Chandler used it earlier to evolve. We need to evolve, and the bad thing about it is there has to be a sense of urgency of that evolving too.
And see, this is where I need to get into our next point. We gotta listen for this game Sunday night. The biggest, I think, thing for the Falcons, after you get that big win versus Buffalo, now you got to go get another one out in San Francisco. You got to you got to be 4-2 by the end of Sunday night. How are you going to keep focus? How is Raheem Morris going to keep this team focused coming off a big win like versus Buffalo? When you got a lot of young players, you cannot let them feel themselves. You got a big game. You got to go across the country. So, yeah, your body's going to be aching a little. It's going to be a little tired. But how are you going to respond to that? How are you going to come out, keep the momentum going against, an injured Niners team that you should beat? It ain't like San Francisco's fully healthy. They're down to third string players. You should be able to go in here and now they're going to bring it. Listen, Shanahan, you were just talking about Mac Jones and you can't lose to Mac Jones. I get that. Shanahan's a damn good coach and is going to try to put Mac Jones in a great situation.
He's going to scheme now.
He's going to scheme. That's why you got to get pressure early on Mac Jones. You got to get pressure early on this guy.
Because he's going to be looking at McCaffrey and can we contain this guy?
Right.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to try a lot of swing passes out of that backfield because Ulbricht's going to be aggressive. He's going to rush 5. He's going to rush 6. They're going to try to get McCaffrey on some swing, some screen passes out of that backfield, and they're going to try to break our backs with those 30, 40-yard plays.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, guys, what I'm trying to do, everybody in the chat, listen, it's simple. If we're the team that everybody says we are, we got to put these teams away. They shouldn't even be in the same conversation as us.
Right. And that's what we're not doing.
Right. That's not what, and that's the whole thing, is that, listen, when it's time to attack, we need to attack. We need to attack.
Man, they step up, we step them down.
Listen, I guarantee you, 3:30 Chandler, let me tell you something right now. There's not another show that just told you guys it's not normal for a team to win 5 straight divisional titles.
No,
I haven't heard it.
New England.
In the South.
Oh, in the South? No. It ain't ever happened.
It's never happened. It's normal for Kansas City to go on its 10th, 15th year of domination because the Broncos did it too. They dominated for 10 years. The Patriots dominated for 20 years. San Francisco dominated their division for years. When we were in their division, they dominated. It's not normal for a team in the South to win 5 straight divisional titles. People, I'm trying to tell you something good for your soul. I'm trying to tell you something good for your soul. 330's educating you. Chandler's educating you. This is an educational channel. This is an educational channel.
For one team to do it in 5 years and for two teams to do it in 10 years also.
And by the way, below 500.
Yeah. Tampa was below 500 one of those years. Yeah. Oh, and another thing, too. Do y'all realize that out of every team in the NFC South, and here's something, the Carolina Panthers have never had back-to-back winning seasons in franchise history. The Falcons have never won back-to-back division titles.
There you go.
Every other team has won at least back-to-back-to-back. The Falcons have never even won 2 in a row.
Hey, Dirty, could I tell him that?
So you got to start putting consistency together.
Dirty, could I tell him that fact that I told you about? Can I tell them that fact about the 60 years?
Hey, man, education.
Okay. The Falcons have been in existence for 60-something years. They've only had winning seasons for 20 of them. Half of those winning seasons came from Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Just the land of plane.
Another like 3 of them came from Vic.
Probably. Chris Chandler. Chris Miller.
1, yeah.
Markowski had, I think, a couple. That was before my time.
Probably like 2.
2. Okay. So again, we don't got time to be BSing. We don't have time for that. We don't have time to go to Carolina and lose by 30. That's not what we don't have no time for that. We got 7 years. And the last time I checked, 3 Dirty Chandler, when I do mathematics and I round off to the nearest 10th, it's more like 10 years of losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more like 10 years of losing. 3, take it from there, please. 3, please take it from there, please.
Hey, I want to go back to what we was talking about. You know, how can the team be focused to go to San Francisco after a win like that?
Right.
I'm going to go back to my statement about Ray. That's how they're going to be focused. That's why he was on the sideline dapping everybody up. I didn't see Ray was mad. He wasn't pouting. That was a message. That was a subliminal message to everybody on that sideline. Trust me. Telling you now. Hey,
that's okay.
I like that.
They could have easily told him, you know, you're not gonna play, so don't even come on the sideline. They could have easily done that.
Yeah.
But they didn't. And that's gonna pay dividends on to something that we won't see. It wasn't for us to see. It was for the guys that were playing to see. It was, you know, go ahead.
Okay. What if Ray don't play this Sunday then? Then what?
Then we got another problem. I think Ray gonna play though. If he was a healthy scratch, I think Ray's gonna play. If he's gonna miss 2 games, I would have never had him on the sideline because I ain't got nothing to prove. I don't have no statement to make. He has no reason to be motivated on the sidelines if he know he's not gonna play for 2 weeks.
I apologize, Mr. Wallace. 60 years. I apologize.
This is the 60th season. Hey, Dirty, I know you were there Monday night. Did you get your 60 seasons flag?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is 60 seasons.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Apologize to everybody out there. Apologize.
But
listen, when the wolf is wrong, the wolf is wrong. I take accountability.
Right.
I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Man, this Monday night game. This is another thing. That game Monday night, they were celebrating 60 seasons of Falcons football. So Matt was there. And Dirty knows what I'm talking about. Matt was there. Roddy was there. Keith Brooken was there. Who else was there?
Man, well, the normal guys, you know, the guys that work with the Falcons were there, but it was a lot of cats that was there from the. Oh, your man, what was my man's? They showed they had had the Fu Manchu. That I couldn't think of who he was, but he was one of the original guys.
The cornerback they showed.
Yeah.
His name's slipping me right now, but it was like Sean something or something like that. He was there, so you had an OG Falcon there.
Yeah. He was from way back in his 60s.
So
in the early.
This is why we had these conversations. This is good conversations. 330. Explain to people what a PSL is.
Okay.
Yes.
With my limited knowledge is okay. I was a season ticket holder
Okay.
at the Georgia Dome.
How long have you had? What year did you start the season tickets?
2008.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's Matt Ryan's rookie year.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was there when he dropped that bomb to my what's my man?
Michael Jenkins.
Jenkins. Yeah, I was
Hey,
there.
man, I met Michael Jenkins also at the Washington game this year. I met him.
Okay.
I told him, look, you're always going to be part of Falcons history, bro. You're always going to be part of Falcons history.
Yeah, he dropped that thing on him, boy. He was a great guy, man. Okay.
Before you go on, Dirty, I want to say this. This part of the show, this is why I wanted to get 3 Dirty and Chandler, because these are two gentlemen that go to the games. They go to the games, okay? And they have different perspective. Chandler is very young. He's a very young Atlanta Falcon consecrator, very young fan. 3 Dirty is a lot older and a lot more experienced. And I wanted to bring these two together because this was the conversation that I really wanted to have. I didn't really care about talking about Buffalo or San Francisco. It's going to be what it is. But this is the meat of the conversation right here. 3, continue. What is it?
Okay. So when and I'm shooting from the hip with this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Technical terms, I'm not going to be really up on them. So when they got ready to build the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they introduced us into that whole process of, if you want to keep your seats, you're going to have to become a licensed seat owner. So they give you your prices, which is a one-time payment once you complete the payment. And I think it was made friendly. You can make payments or you could pay cash, make one payment. So, and the licenses prices depending on where you were in the stadium. Third level, I'm gonna say average around $1,700 a seat.
And that is just okay. So that is just a one-time payment set, because I have some inquiry in this.
Go ahead.
And mine were a little higher because I'm like on the 50.
Okay.
But I'm on the third level, but I'm on the 50. So mine were a little higher. And then you have to deal with the season ticket prices, which they also made it, give you maybe 6 months to pay it off.
Okay, hold on, Dirty. So the PSL is one price, the season tickets is another price.
Right. But once you complete your payments,
right,
on your seats, your licenses for your seats, which by the way comes with a lot of other perks than just Falcon games.
Like I said, I just want people to understand that you're paying the PSL, but it doesn't end there. It does not end there.
No.
That's the PSL.
So hold on, I have another question about the PSL because I'm very interested in this. How long are the PSL payments spanned out for? Can you finance it and set payment dates?
Yeah. Okay. Man, they'll work with you. They will work with you. And this is just from hearsay. You had people, and this when it first started, you had people that was negotiating the PSL prices, depending on where you were. Now, the ones down in the lower levels, they did a lot of negotiating.
The Nest.
No. The Nest wasn't even there then.
Okay.
That's a whole nother story.
See, the Nest actually, if I'm not wrong, the Nest is actually kind of like a general admissions thing, actually. Is that right?
Yeah. But it's a long waiting line though. You got to be you got to be with it, and then there's certain stipulations. There's a dress code per game, colors, and
man, I got no problem following that.
Right. And then you have to get there early, and practice with find out what activities they're going to be doing that day in the bird nest itself.
Wow.
And and then they get other stuff they're giving specifically to those guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
again,
go ahead.
So again, I want people to understand in the chat, right? So again, you just because you pay for a PSL, it does not end there. It does not end there. Okay. Obviously, you get some perks and stuff like that. Obviously, with anything else. By the way, before you inquire, Chandler, okay, Mr. Blank also addressed the PSLs. Okay. And he emphasized the importance of ensuring game attendance and it remaining affordable for fans, okay, including those in the cheap seats. Now, when he designed the stadium in 2015, that's what he wanted to do. And he was also asked about the affordability and the fan experience. And one of the things that Arthur Blank said is this: we have to win in order to give them a good product.
We ain't done that recently.
And more recently, the team's performance, however, he kind of downplayed the sales, the PSL sales. So Arthur Blank knows the importance of it, but obviously, being a businessman, he wants to be able to put a good product on the field because it's people like 330 and Chandler that live in the city. They live in the city. They are fans of the Atlanta Falcons. He wants to be able to put something out there that people can enjoy. Go ahead, 330, and Chandler, if you want to inquire, go ahead, because I had other questions, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask 330 anything else about the?
So I'm looking at, because listen, I'm looking at it right now. 2026 season ticket wait list. General seat deposit $100, club seat deposit $250. Now, here's the thing. I also think this is another thing when you talk about, and this is something I've heard some people talk about and I've kind of discounted, but the more I actually think about it, I'm like, these people, they might have a great point. That whole 25 to 25 lower level, sideline club where it's everyone goes down on the bottom. There's really no incentive for you to go to your seat because you can sit down on the bottom and basically be on the field. A lot of the people who sit there, they ain't into these games. They don't know what the fuck's going on. So we know so well that your home field advantage, man, you think about it, what makes that stadium shake, the noise, it comes from the sidelines. And a lot when your sideline seats are essentially, being taken over by the rich folks that don't really, the CEOs and stuff that really, they don't even know what's really going on like that. That can affect a lot of what your home field advantage is. So I'm looking at that right now. That's why I say, y'all saw the clip Monday night of the entire stadium singing, "We ready for y'all." And see, that was really only like, if you think about it, maybe that wasn't even to the full extent or potential of what it could be. And, at the end of the day, look, they're going to make their money. And the sideline clubs, if you can get down there, they're great. But you got to start, and look, things are going to go up. That's inflation. Today's world, man, the price of everything is going up. And I get that. But still, that's why you got to consider, and you got to, make it in some ways affordable, not just, with the money, but with other things for the fans to come to these games. Obviously, we hear about, $3 hot dogs, $2 hot dogs, stuff like that. It can't just be that though. Like, it's got to be parking, and maybe some people take MARTA. Do y'all know that to get, decent parking around that stadium, it's at least $40, $50. And, you add that up to like 8 or 9 home games a year, that's nearly $500. And then if there's a playoff game, that's more.
Yeah.
But you can also, and I've never done it, but I've seen it offered about the parking passes. So I think there is a parking
pass. I know about that, but still, that costs money.
But now, gentlemen, we're gonna come to the question of the day. Coming to the question of the day. You guys were at the Buffalo game. The Buffalo Bills took over the stadium, yes or no?
Yes.
In my opinion, yes. Especially early on.
Okay. Now, Buffalo is the smallest market in the NFL.
Smaller than the Falcons?
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills market, Dirty, is the smallest market in the NFL.
It's definitely bottom 5.
So the week of us playing Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills had a story, Dirty, okay, about the new stadium. Remember about the PSL? They have a new stadium that they're building up there. They're going to be in there next year. PSL went up. PSLs went up. Some of the PSL owners that the Buffalo Bills had, they're getting priced out. They're getting priced out. How do you call it? It's the smallest market. It's one of the smallest markets, they said, in the NFL. They took over the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Couple of questions I have for you guys that live down there. Number one, has the Falcon fan just not given a fuck?
I honestly, and I think, like, Dirty, I know you're in North Carolina, so you're really in Panthers country. But kind of not.
Respect Dirty for coming over 8 times a fucking year.
Yes, put respect. Listen, and this is what I want to get into in a second.
Dirty fucking name. I'm cursing out, Dirty. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna curse. I know you don't curse, Dirty.
Yeah.
Right.
Put some fucking respect on Dirty's name. He went to the Kansas City Detroit game, okay, Sunday night, okay, jumps on a fucking plane, comes to the fucking Benz, watches Bills Buffalo. Bro, put some respect on fucking Dirty's name when you fucking talk to Dirty, man. That's it.
Absolutely. Because, see, and this is what I'm getting ready to get into. Do I think the fans give a fuck? Honestly, up until this point, now I think the tune has changed obviously after the Buffalo game, but for the 8 years prior, no, I don't think they've given a fuck. You know, I look at it and I see this because, man, if Dirty can make that 3-4 hour drive 8-9 times a year, but we got people 30 minutes away from this stadium that just they don't give a fuck. They'd rather just sit home on their ass all day, not doing shit. I don't got respect. I don't. You can't make it out to one. You can't come to one game. You got nothing going on, and you can't come out. You got Wolf here up in fucking New Jersey. Is coming down to 2 later in the year, and you can't come to one. So, do they give a fuck? Honestly, how? No, you don't give a fuck because you're not coming out. You're not standing 10 toes down. You're not supporting the team. You're not repping. You're not standing on business. You're sitting. You're a T. We have a term, you know, me and some people, you know, that I hung with back in the day. TV fan. You're a TV fan. You don't see what's going on. You don't feel the energy. And see, this is what I'm talking about, though, and this has been the big issue. If we don't, and I got a perfect example of this. You know, do y'all remember last year? We were in the midst of that 4-game losing streak, but before that, we were 6-3. When we came off our bye week, this was the game versus the Chargers. It was December 1st. It was the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Now, look, I get, you know, look, holidays are coming around, you know, people are with family, but also you can make the argument, okay, your family should be coming to these games then. By kickoff, that stadium, I don't even think was maybe at half capacity. I don't know if you went to that game or not, Dirty, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. That stadium, it felt like it was at half capacity. And we were in first place at that point, too. We were still in first place, and we lost 2 straight, but that was a big game we needed to get back on track. And obviously, we know Kirk threw the 4 interceptions and lost us that game. But at the end of the day, man, the energy of the fans was absolutely just fucking pathetic that day. And it's where I go. If How do you expect the national media to respect you if you don't even respect yourselves? But Dirty, tell me if I'm wrong.
That's a great
Was that
point.
Chargers game last year? It was half capacity.
Dirty, talk about
Yeah,
it.
it was sad, man. And I mean, but really, I done got real thick skin against that. I used to get a little ill about it, but I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, we're consistent with that, and then when the Falcons start winning, everybody comes out. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be known as a longtime fan. And I don't even get into those discussions. But let me say this
Go ahead, man.
in support of all of the fans, be it the ones that travel with the team, the ones that PSL owners, or the ones that just buy tickets, or the ones that choose to stay home. Some people just come around the bins and tailgate and watch it on TV outside of the stadium. There are different levels to this fandom thing. For whatever reason, some people can't afford to go. Some people want to go. They choose not to go. Maybe some people don't like to be in a stadium full of people. But the word is commitment. You got to make a commitment to whatever level you on, and without trying to bash nobody or nothing. I've heard on the internet different views about PSL owners saying that the money's not important to Mr. Blank, and it has nothing to do with what's going on with that organization. But a lot of people don't understand that Mercedes-Benz Stadium houses a lot of activities and has many streams of revenue.
Sure.
That goes into that place. And I've heard people, I've heard different in the media say, try to downplay that. But at the end of the day, what do you whatever you choose to do, don't knock the other people. I'm not knocking the people that don't come to the game, but I am going to knock the people that come to the game. And I know it's their money and their ticket. But the number one thing that should be on the table is to be good fans, to support the team. Let the team hear us in the stands and know that we're there, and be that 12th man. Be the 12th man.
That's what it's about. Yeah. But, you were just talking about, the concerns about this Blank, value our money. But then, I mean, look, Arthur Blank sits on his private yacht. Who do you think's paying for that private yacht? It's our money.
According to some people, shoot, he and I quote, he gets his tires cleaned with our money. Tires on his car. Okay, right.
You know it. So, okay. I don't think that he don't care about it, because, I mean, he clearly cares about it. Look, it pays for his private yacht.
Sure. Listen, since 2017, the PSLs have defaulted $32 million. Since 2017. People have defaulted on their PSLs since 2017.
At the bench?
At the bench.
Where are you finding this at, Wolf?
You go to the this is at the I'll tell you right now, this is New York Times article.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, New York Times. So basically, listen, the Wolf does research. Obviously, we all know that the Wolf does research, a lot of research. Look, I think I think Arthur Blank is a good owner. I think he's a good owner. A lot of people don't like him, obviously, because of his age. I don't know how much longer he's going to go. I do like him because the other businesses that he has outside of the Falcons is successful. He owns 90% of the PGA store, 98% of the PGA store, which means all the golf in the world have to go to Arthur. They have to go to Arthur. Okay? Home Depot. I mean, this is one of the only owners in the NFL that was fired. He was fired once upon a time in his life. He was fired. Turned Home Depot, him and his partner turned Home Depot to like a $390 billion business. I got to give him some respect on that shit. Okay?
He better.
Yeah.
The stadium is beautiful. Yeah. The stadium is beautiful, okay? We just can't have certain fan bases come to the bench and take over.
No, we cannot.
Because
we can't have any of it.
It happens a lot.
Right, and it happens a lot. And where's our pride? Okay, where is our pride? Okay, 3:30, 2 states over. You got fans that come from everywhere. Chandler, okay, works, pays for his ticket, goes to the games, travels, does this, does that. Where is your pride for this team? Where's the pride? Okay. Where is it? That's all I ask. Some of these teams cannot go to the bench. And by the way, it's going to happen, right? If I go to the Seattle game and I see a bunch of Seattle fans, I'm going to flip my fucking lid. I'm going to fucking keep it real. I'm going to flip my fucking lid. Okay? They should not be taking over the fucking bench. Yeah. They should just not be taking over the fucking bench.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, they should not.
Okay? So, again, you know what I mean? It's just this is why I wanted to get these two gentlemen on the panel and have a conversation. You want to know why? Because put some fucking respect on Dirty's name. Dirty, you don't gotta curse. I got you. You don't gotta curse. But you gotta put some fucking respect on Dirty's name. Okay. He's been a PSL owner since 2008. Do you know what type of fucking commitment you have to have? Travel plans, this, that, and a fucking third, to try to make it to every fucking game since 2008.
And I can tell you this right now, Dirty. I'm speaking for, and you can confirm this or not. I'm sure it ain't cheap.
No.
It's about managing your money and just making a commitment.
I get that, I'm sure it ain't just a walk around money.
What I'm saying though, Dirty, is he's saying like it's not, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not.
What I'm saying, Chandler, is it's not about the money per se. It's about your commitment. It's about your commitment, and then you have to just buy your time, and like in the off season, hey man, make some extra money. That's what I used to do. I'm retired now, so I'm on a fixed income, and I still have to be committed. Wow. Even with retirement.
Listen, and for you, and that's why I say, it's absolutely a commitment. But I say, period. For you to do that, it's not cheap. So we say that, because we want some respect on your name. Because still, I mean, you do have to spend the money. You got to realize that. You want to play fun. You want to have fun. You got to spend hard. And that is the big thing about it, man. And that I do think there's a lot of things that go into this conversation. Of course, the team has to do well on the field, but also we need commitment. I get not every fan is the type to go into the stadium. I understand that. Maybe not everyone can go into the stadium, but we do need more commitment. We do not. I mean, look, I think here's the bottom line. We talk about that commitment. This is what I go into. You cannot, half-ass it. You can't be here for when we're good, but then when we're bad, you want to hide your face. That point, you lose all respect with me. And that's just being completely real.
Hey, man, shout out the fuck. Look, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Shout out to 330 for doing that shit for sure. Because some of y'all not even committed to your fucking girlfriends or wives the way 330.
No. Hey, look, let me say something. Let me give you guys a perspective. Okay, the last 4 years, we going 7-10.
Shout out, Buck. Yeah, the last 3 years. 8 and 9.
Man, let me write down. 24. No, I want to put this in perspective. 24, 8 and 9. Bear with me. 24, 8 and 9. 23, 7 and 10. 22, 7 and 10. 21, 7 and 10. 20, 4 and 12. 19, 7 and 9. 18, 7 and 9. 17 was the last time we won 10 and made the playoffs. We're going on a decade.
Now, with that in perspective, outside of flying, if I catch a good deal, I'll fly. But check this out. Chandler, that's a 7-hour drive, young man. Can you imagine 8 trips, driving 7 hours one way with those records.
Oh man.
That's where I go into, man. Commitment
Commitment.
and
It
everything
wasn't
else.
about
It's commitment.
It was about the team. It was about the logo. It wasn't about the losing. It wasn't about
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
it wasn't about none of that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And by the way, Chandler, if you become a PSL owner, if the Falcons go to the Super Bowl, they will drop your name in a lottery. And and if your name is pulled, you get the tickets at cost.
I knew about that because when we went in 16, my grandparents are still season ticket holders, and that's kind of why I've heard them talk about the PSL. So that's why I've kind of really inquired about that. But that's what they told me back in 16. They didn't get chosen, but they were entered into a lottery.
But they asked them, did they want to be a part of the lottery?
Yeah,
that's what happened to me. I was on my way home, and my phone, I got the notification, and I was like, yeah, okay. But I was reeling off of the Seattle win. I came back to North Carolina. Then we stomped Green Bay, and on the way back they said, would you like to be in the lottery? I was like, whatever. And then they called me when I got home and they said, sir, you have been chosen to get these 2 tickets. But they told me you got to come back to Atlanta Friday because I was looking for them in the mail. They was like, no, you got to come and pick them. So here was another trip I had to make to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And to pay for the at-cost tickets for the Super Bowl.
Chandler, it's a commitment. It's a
commitment, man.
Yeah.
And look, if you are gonna get a PSL and you're looking into that, brother, listen, man. Look, man. Just do the best you can. Like I said, I've talked to you offline, Chandler. Do the best you can. If you can't do it, hey, man, just, be the best fan you could. And everybody in the chat, be the best fan you could. That's all we're saying. It's just different.
See, it's why I say, I already go to games. So it's not, right. It's just, it's getting, because I do see, how the Falcons do treat their season ticket holders with pride. You can tell that, they do cherish them. At the end of the day, right. It ain't like, some of these other organizations. They do cherish, these season ticket holders. You could always do more, but they do cherish y'all. It's what I've seen, nothing is perfect. So, I mean, that it's definitely intriguing to me. But, once again, it's just, I've already made the commitment to go into games. So now it's really about just locking it down, and especially those extra perks. And I gotta say, that's what it's enticing. So it's definitely something I'm gonna have to monitor.
That's why I give so much props to all Uncle Steve, Country, Ricondo.
And your boy Falcoholic. I think he travels from South Carolina.
Right, he travels. All these guys. Hey, Chandler, you get props too. You go to more games than a lot of these motherfucking adult motherfuckers that I know that don't go no fucking way.
But man, let me tell you something. I ain't anything compared to Dirty. I'm nothing compared to this dude.
But Dirty.
But you in the city though, man. Look,
man. Listen, I know you're making the trip You're making the trip.
Yeah.
8 times a year, man. I ain't shit compared to you.
No, man.
No, bro. Check this out, bro. Let me give you another angle on that. You're a content creator. I'm not.
Sir. Yeah.
With me moving like I do, it would be hard for me to really effectively be a content creator. I wouldn't be very good at it. That's why the people that drop the link, the Wolf Respectfully, the Blackberry. Shout out to Blackberry. Dropping those links and letting a cat like me just come in and talk Falcon football. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But here's the thing I'm gonna tell you, man. You got a channel.
Right.
Man, it won't do nothing but help your channel if you become that PSL owner and use those perks.
Yep.
Go down to the field. Use your points. Go to the field. Go out on the field and help with the flag, and you can do all of those activities. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not even privy to because I've got it while I'm traveling. You in the city, bro. You
Yeah.
could be down to the stadium using your points and just mingling with, and going in the locker rooms and all of that good stuff.
This is the educational channel. I told
I'm telling you, bro. If I was in the city, I'll be
Like I
in the
said,
stadium at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll be there at 8 o'clock in the morning,
you
ready
were
to
reading
go
my mind.
and figure out something else.
Man, I'd be ready to put. Man, listen, I tell y'all, I would. There's very few things. I'm very, listen. At the end of the day, you got, money. Money is everything. You want to go get that money. I'm sure you feel that, Wolf. Man, when I tell you, I would work for free for this team.
There you go.
I would work for free for this team.
And look, that's another thing too.
Yeah,
Mr. Blank hiring. They always hiring to get people to work at the bins. Matter of fact, when I got ready to retire, I started to move back to Atlanta to work to the stadium. But I was like, that's gonna take away from me.
Yeah, from watching the game.
Yeah. So,
but listen.
So I got into the party bus business.
Yeah.
That's that fourth finger income. I got into the party bus business, and it give me some pocket money.
We don't care about. Look, we don't care about facing Kyle. It is what it is, man. I really don't care. Nobody cares about that shit. I don't give a fuck. Like what it is. I don't like. Listen, man. You don't win or win. But I did want to get you guys just the last question, and we're gonna shut it down. Last question.
All right.
What would you guys give up for a Super Bowl in Atlanta?
Honestly, I may sound like a real piece of shit if I say what I may say. So I'm really, listen, I would give up a lot. I would give up a lot.
Do you feel the pain? Do you feel that pain? God damn it.
But see, my other thing too, I've even realized about a Super Bowl recently. It would be the greatest feeling in the world. But I'm a Falcons fan. I would, of course, be I would love to have all the rings. But we got 0 rings, and I'm still a Falcons fan. That's the way I look at it. But I would absolutely. It would be one of it would be a dream of mine to see this team win a Super Bowl.
Dirty.
You know what? I probably would just react the same way I did when I was at the Super Bowl and what's my man name? The running back ran the touchdown on us. All I did was took a deep breath, man. And I probably been holding my breath since 2016. I probably would just let all that air out, man. I think I would just let the air out, man. And just at my age, man, it's kind of like one of those things like, I've arrived. If we win a Super Bowl and I've tried to be there for the journey. I'm still on the journey. And that would make this whole PSL thing complete.
Yes. You know what? I probably would cry. I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably would.
It would be.
Well, if you didn't cry when we lost, you gonna cry when we win? I don't think I would cry, man. I don't think so.
Dirk, I cried a little bit, but I was so mad. You see what I'm saying? Like,
it was a lot of anger.
I was pissed because I was like, nah, this can't be. My whole thought process, and me and you talked about that, Dirk and Chandler. Obviously, like I'll probably do another show on the Super Bowl. I just don't like to do it.
Hold on. We talk about this. This going to be the education channel. We may have a little bit of a little bit of education. All right. So this is from Tori McElhaney, and y'all know who she is. She's the Falcons beat writer. Raheem Morris on the situation with Ray McLeod, who will be a healthy scratch for a second straight game. Quote,
oh my God.
I sent him home. Head coach Raheem Morris said Friday, quote, an excused absence. We're working through some things that are private with the young man, and we'll get those things figured out. Morris said that the issue with McLeod is not related, quote, at all to the recent firing of former wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard. Quote, this is between Ray, the organization, and us, Morris said. Quote, I wouldn't say it was a disciplinary thing, more a football thing with something we have to get straightened out.
So he's not going to San Francisco.
That is what I would assume.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Who gets elevated? Is it Nico Nash?
Nash, probably.
Blair.
It would probably be
Blair?
Nash.
Okay,
Blair or Nash.
I'm putting my money on Blair.
Okay.
Blair looked really good in preseason. I do want to see him out there, but I think Nash has potential.
Hey, listen, man. You see that? This is an educational channel, man.
Wow.
We educate over here.
See, because Dirty was under the impression earlier Ray would be fine, but now
now it's looking a little crazy. Wow.
So my thing is, why did you even waste your time having him on the sideline unless they were making their decision and they didn't want? That's crazy.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. I honestly think it was such a last minute decision. I think it was already at the stadium to the point where we ain't going to send you home. We're just going to let you sit here and watch, and we're going to kind of show you that we can do this thing without you.
That's what I thought it was. I thought that they were going to say, hey, man, we're going to have you on the sideline. We're going to show you something. We're going to tap you on the wrist, and we're going to show you that we can win without you. And that should have made him, that win right there should have made, hey, man, he must have been big hard enough or something. I'll be like, Raheem, please don't do this.
So this was my thought process. This and we're gonna end it with your thoughts on this. This is my thought process on this, and we're gonna end it after you get your thoughts. We don't have a first round pick or a fifth round pick. I was thinking that they would probably bring back with a 6th rounder. I would think that they would probably bring back Van Jefferson or Alan Lazard.
Lazard,
yeah. I think Lazard would be. I mean, Jefferson, there is familiarity there, but we've already seen that. Now, I do trust Zach to use Jefferson in a better way than he was last used here, but
that's what I was thinking. Because and obviously, Chandler, we'll talk about the draft later down the road. I'm not even, but what I was thinking is because Dirty, we don't have a first or a fifth. We got that second two. I think we got 2 2s. I think it's like 2 3s, if I'm not correct, Chandler.
No, we got 2. We got 1 2 1 3 1 4. I think 1 6 1 7.
1 7, right? So our draft. So I don't think they would give up a lot for Watt. They would have to give up a lot for Watt. I don't think they're gonna do that. So I was thinking maybe Van Jefferson. Or maybe an Alan Lazard type of player. Just
that's going to be who it is.
Yeah.
Someone they can give like a 6 up for.
Yeah, 6 up 4. I think something like that maybe. But yeah. So hey, man, listen, man. Look, Wolf, respectfully, 3 Dirty Bird fly through Chandler, who by the way does great content on his show, man. Please, gentlemen, any last words for the people out there, please, man.
Man, listen, Listen, y'all make sure that y'all go check the channel. I just put the preview out today for the San Francisco game. And Dirty, I want you, I know you talk about you like owning these panels. You're more than welcome to come on any of my panels. I'd love to have you on. Would love, to get your opinion of it. Really what is going on. I don't know if the link is going to work since, I don't know.
But I'll get it to Dirty though. Don't.
So I'll send it. I'll send it to you and get to Dirty because I do a lot of things on the channel, obviously. So, but man, listen, it's right now.
Everybody, man.
It's a very exciting time. But you got to keep focused. This could be a very great football team, but you got to keep focused right now. And we got to bring the energy as fans. We got to start showing up for this team more. We got 3 guys on the panel who have, but we need a whole lot more of you out there watching to show up for this team, man. So
definitely,
yes. So that's all I got to say.
Hey, 3, you got anything to say, brother?
Well, Chandler hit it on the head, man. That's why I come on these panels, man, to kind of promote the fandom, man, we need to start showing up. Because I get real quiet when when the Falcons are looking good and people want to run up on you and dap you up and all of that, and I'm like, man, okay, all right, I'm with you, but this wasn't the energy on them 7-hour drives. I remember leaving the stadium and Chicago come and take over. You trying to put your flag over your section and they're snatching it down. And I'm not promoting fighting, but you can't let them guys grab your banner. Stuff like that. The Saints come in, they marching on in, and nobody, and we just sitting there watching. And you got to be against the Saints fans. Oh yeah, you got to be in a group now, because if not, boy, them boys do something about it. But I'm getting a break from traveling for the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
So but I'm going to be excited to see these guys play San Francisco.
Yeah.
And
we'll do more panels. The Wolf, we'll do more panels. Obviously, Chandler do some panels. I think Chandler's gonna do probably another State of the Falcons in a couple more weeks.
We'll do it after the Colts game. We'll say I think that's a good time to do it.
Okay.
Good time, because I think that point, that's we're starting to get back into the division games. We got a lot of these NFC games coming up. We're gonna know what the playoff race looks like. So for sure. For sure.
Okay.
So,
now my disclaimer with that is, now I'm an eye test guy. Shout out to the eye test, but I'm an eye test guy, so I'm not really big on stats. So, but I can give some healthy conversation.
It's welcome. It's welcome. Everything's welcome.
Yeah,
a lot of people, they say, what are the stats? And I'll be like, man, I don't know.
No.
All I know is what I saw.
Definitely be over there. You already know what it is, man. I'm not for long speeches. Listen, remember to get your life up, not your likes. You already know I appreciate 330. Matter of fact, super fan legendary 330. Super fan legendary 330.
I don't know about that.
No. It's we and Chandler crowned you today.
Give it up for Dirty.
We crowned you today, super fan 330. You know what I'm saying?
Super fan.
Chandler, upcoming, young, hungry, knows his shit. This is why I brought these two gentlemen together.
He's hungry
together, man. You know what I'm saying? Poppin', what's up, everybody in the chat? I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate you for liking and sharing and just giving me some input in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much. And until next time, man, you already know, man. Remember to get your life up. You know what I'm saying? And peace. Pop, I think it's over.